Hey guys, welcome to my garden. We are going to go for another mindful garden walk this morning. I just had my morning coffee, so I'm gonna walk around the yard and see what there is to see. Today I want to start off in the vegetable garden. We just had a bunch of rain, so I want to check things out and see how everything's doing. And then I'm going to walk around and check out the flowers. When we're taking a mindful walk, we really want to sort of set the intention to just focus on what's going on in the moment and using our senses. So what do we see? What do we smell? What do we hear? And just to really take this time to be in the moment. And, you know, if your mind wanders and you find yourself thinking about, something you're worried about, something that's going to happen later today, something that has happened, that's okay. Just notice that and, kindly remind yourself to return back to what's going on in the present. What am I doing right now? What am I observing right now? And the more we do that, the more we take these little moments in our day, it's really self-care. It's taking care of yourself. The more we do it, the better we can get at it, the easier it becomes. So we're going to continue that practice today, and it's something that I have to continuously remind myself to do, just to manage stress and take care of myself. So let's check out what's going on with the vegetables this morning. Our tomatoes have taken off. I just tied these up a few days ago, and they've already grown several more inches. So we had a bunch of rain the last couple of days, and it's getting really hot again. So this week it's going to be in the upper 80s and humid, and this is tomato weather for sure. So it's the end of June. We've got flowers, but no tomatoes yet. So I have to be patient. Our peppers have flowers on them too. Everything's looking pretty good over here for now. So as far as tomatoes go, we usually grow several paste tomatoes for sauces. So this year we're growing Amish paste. This is our first year doing that. In the past we've grown Roma tomatoes. So we mostly have paste tomatoes, and then over on these trellises we usually try to grow some sort of an heirloom bigger tomato for fresh eating. So this is a Brandywine, and then these are cherry tomatoes, I believe. Let's see. And as far as peppers go, we grow sweet peppers or bell peppers, and then we usually pop a couple of hot peppers in, jalapenos or chili peppers. This is a tomatillo plant. These things get so many tomatillos on one plant. Look at all of these flowers. Those are all going to be little tomato fruit. So we found that one of these does it for us, because we can't possibly eat more than that. We have some other heirloom tomatoes over here. I believe one is indigo apple, and then we have one called Prudence Purple, I want to say. It's our first year growing those two varieties, so they're looking okay. They've got flowers. I'm interested to see how they turn out. Our lettuce is about ready to be done. It's starting to bolt. It's getting too hot. We still have some beets and carrots in the ground. We're just sort of gradually pulling those every couple of days to try to eat them, get them out of the ground so we can plant something else. And then here we have green beans that are looking awesome. We have this mesh cover over the green beans because the deer love to eat our green beans, and they walk through our yard every night and munch on whatever they can find in the garden, and last year they just like completely decimated our beans, so we have to keep them covered. We have some more little bean sprouts. So stuff's looking pretty good. We have potatoes in here too. Looks like our potatoes are flowering. And then we just planted sweet potatoes. So this is our first time trying sweet potatoes. They were at the garden center and I thought, what the heck, let's try it. So hopefully our growing season is long enough for them to hang on and for us to get some decent potatoes, because that would be awesome. Sweet potatoes are one of my favorite things, and I've never had a homegrown sweet potato, so I can't even imagine how good that would taste. We also added this bed in the spring. We're trying to grow some corn, and this bed is also full of squash and melon, and we may have overdone it. We'll see. I think we have some zucchini starting in here. Oh, yep. I don't know if you can see that or not. So we have zucchini starting, and then we have butternut squash, acorn squash, cantaloupe. We might have honeydew in there. So this is just kind of a hodgepodge of squash and melon at this point. So that'll be fun to try to sort through and see what's growing. But everything has flowers on it, so it looks happy. Everything's loving the heat right now. Our corn we have not had as much luck with. We tried to grow corn was it last year or the year before, and it just got decimated by, I want to say corn rootworm, and we just didn't get anything. So we're trying it again this year, but a lot of our seeds didn't sprout. So, I mean, you can see we have a few bigger stalks, and then we planted, you know, there's a few in there. There are a lot of weeds in here too. I need to get in here and weed, but I don't know if we planted it too early, because we did get, we did have a little bit of a flooding issue maybe about a month ago, and it may have just gotten too wet and they may have rotted. I don't know what's going on in the corn. The corn across the street is doing well in the cornfield. So, I don't know what's going on with our corn. Of course, we don't spray or really fertilize. We put compost down and that's it. So let's check out the flowers. This yarrow just started blooming the last couple of days, and it is beautiful. We also have some St. John's wort, and I've noticed, yeah, I see some little tiny bees buzzing around. The pollinators seem to really like this one. I love this time of year because, you know, the end of June, beginning of July, everything is just starting to pop and look beautiful, and the bees find the flowers and the birds are singing, and it's beautiful. Yeah, if you're looking for something easy to grow to help the pollinators, I highly recommend this St. John's wort. Look at that. It's a perennial. Full sun. Likes it dry. So our sage is starting to peter out, it looks like. And so are our daisies. We're also starting to get some raspberries. So that is exciting. They're close. This is a black raspberry shrub. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping we get a decent amount of fruit off this. It looks like it might have some kind of a blight, or I don't know, some sort of issue that's causing it to die off a little bit. So I don't know, we'll see. Have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. This is, I think it's called a false sunflower. It's another native plant that the pollinators really like. It's tall. Gonna check out the flower beds up by the house. Look at that. The bee balm looks amazing right now. And it smells so good. It has sort of a tea-like smell. Daisies are blooming. I don't know if you can see the bees flying around. They also love these little bachelor's button flowers. These are an annual. They're really easy to grow from seed, and then they self-seed. So I've just let them seed around this flower bed, and the bees really seem to dig them. Let's see what else. The milkweed is also looking amazing. This is another one that just kind of pops up, and as long as it's not crowding out the flowers that I want, I let it go. And if it pops up in some places that I don't like, I just pull it. But if you can grow some milkweed in your garden or somewhere in your lawn, the monarch butterflies really would appreciate it, because there's just not enough anymore and they're becoming endangered. The flowers are so interesting. They're heavy. And they have a very heavy, sweet smell that kind of hangs in the air. I just love watching the bees fly around and go flower to flower. Coneflowers are getting close. One more area I want to check out back by my back porch. This is another pollinator garden I have going. This is Coreopsis, another native loved by pollinators. It's a very cheery, bright flower. Look at this yarrow. I love how this variety has, I mean, this is all the same plant. And on the same plant we have hot pink, lavender, peachy, creamy color, white. It's so pretty. Lamb's ears are blooming. And this is another one that I didn't realize, because most people grow lamb's ear for the foliage, because it feels felty and it has a really interesting color and look. But I just let it bloom out, and the bees love this. So I'm just gonna let it bloom, and hopefully it'll self-seed and I'll have more next year. It's a nice contrast with the darker green. So I think this is where I will leave you. I hope this video encourages you to get out into your own green space. Even if you don't have a yard, you can go to a park, you can go to a public garden, you can find a bench somewhere at a forest preserve. You can use nature as a tool to practice mindfulness anywhere. If you do have a garden or a lawn, I hope this encourages you to plant some flowers so that you can enjoy them and watch the pollinators. Enjoy them. So if you want to see more videos like this, I would love to continue taking you on these mindful walks with me. So like and subscribe so you can be on top of any new videos that come out. Otherwise, have a good rest of the day, and I will see you next time.